Now they are waiting for the caravan to arrive so that they can ask them if that really happened. The caravan finally arrived, and they asked the people what happened. The people say, we were amazed. As we were coming, we lost one of our camels. Subhanallah, the truth is coming out. We lost one of our camels, but then we heard a strange voice from above. We did not know where this voice was coming from. And the voice told us exactly where to find the camel. And when we went there, we found the camel. And that was the voice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now he has arrived back in Mecca. This is the 10th year. Remember, he was a prophet in Mecca for how many years? For 13 years. This night journey happened on the 10th year. He only has a few years left in Mecca. Therefore, the preparation to go to Medina, that was called Yathrib at the time. There was a treaty, the Aqaba Treaty, the Treaty of Aqaba, a very important treaty. Because during this time, a treaty means an agreement, a contract. During this time that the Prophet ﷺ was in Mecca for 10 years, going on to the 11th year, the people in Yathrib was the name of Medina before. It is the Prophet who named the city Madinatul Munawwar, the city of light. But it was known as Yathrib before. So the people of Yathrib, they were different tribes, Aus, Khazraj, and there were Jews, Yahud, living there. But the Jews, in their books, they used to tell people that a prophet will come from the Arabs. From Mecca, the final prophet will come from there. So these people now, they wanted to find who this prophet is. So every year, the people of Yathrib were traveling to Mecca for pilgrimage. There was no Hajj like we do it now. But even then, at that time, the people of Mecca, just like the people of Yemen, as we mentioned, they used to go to Mecca. The people of Yathrib used to go for pilgrimage around the Kaaba every year. Every year when they come, they try to ask, who is this prophet? Finally, on the 11th year, after the night journey, this is now a turning point in Islam. The night journey, in fact, was a reward that Allah gave to the Prophet ﷺ. Now good things will start to happen. When they came, they met Prophet Muhammad ﷺ for the first time. He told them about Islam. A few of them from Yathrib, Islam entered into their hearts. They listened to the Quran and they say, this is the haqq, this is the truth. They returned back to Yathrib and they converted many people to Islam. Many people started to believe into the message of the Prophet ﷺ. The second year comes. Now 73 people, 73 have come to meet the Prophet ﷺ. They accept Islam. You see, the number is growing. It was very hard in Mecca, but in Yathrib, Allah opened their hearts. They're accepting the message. The final year, on the third one, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he sent a young man by the name of Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Mus'ab ibn Umayr. He was a fine young man. He was a scholar in Islam. He used to dress very well. And the reason why it is important to mention the story of Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Remember this name. Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Fine young man. Someone who was a star in his generation. People looked up to him. His mom was very rich, so he dressed very well all the time, combed his hair with the finest perfumes. But when he heard the message of Islam, he accepted Islam. And his mother cut him off the inheritance, took away from him all the wealth. And he said, this will not waver me. I will not leave Islam because of this. It did not stop there. His mother said, I will stop eating and drinking until I die if you do not leave Islam. Mus'ab ibn Umair, he said to the mother, if Allah gave you even 70 lives and you were to lose one after the other, I will never leave Islam. So he was tortured, Mus'ab ibn Umair. He was tortured until it was mentioned that by the time he passed away, many years later, somebody who came from being a star, somebody who came from being looked up, somebody who came from riches and wealth, when he died, he was so poor that they only had a small piece of cloth to cover him. And it is mentioned that if they covered the feet, his head would show. If they covered the head, the feet would show. And the Prophet ﷺ said, bury him like that. They got some leaves and covered his feet. That is how he ended his life. But the Prophet loved him so much, Mus'ab ibn Umair. So much so that he appointed him as the ambassador. Mus'ab ibn Umair, on this last journey from Mecca to Medina, he is the one who invited all the people in Medina to Islam. So the greatest number of people who became Muslim is through the hands of Mus'ab ibn Umair, someone who was eloquent, someone who was very knowledgeable. Now Medina have become Muslim, almost in its entirety. The majority of the people of Medina, Yathrib, have become Muslims. Now what is left? The Prophet ﷺ, knowing that life will not change in Mecca yet, they're still going through difficulty. Now he has decided, with the permission of Allah, that they are going to migrate from Mecca to Yathrib. So the Muslims are getting ready. Even before the great migration that we know he did with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he started sending Muslims one by one. A few at a time are going to Yathrib. They are establishing. They're establishing until they are ready to welcome the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Now they returned back to him and said, Yathrib is ready to welcome you. The Prophet is preparing for his journey. He's preparing with Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. They had a meeting and they agreed on a specific night that they are going to leave Mecca and go to Yathrib, which we will know to be Madinah al-Munawwar. They were in the cave. They were in a cave. Prophet Muhammad and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, they were hiding in a cave. They did not want the kuffar to catch them. So they were hiding in the cave. They had a few items with them. They had some food, they had some drink, waiting for the night to fall. And after the night falls, they will be making their way towards Madinatul Munawwar. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue the story.